Hey everybody, this is Dr. Kyle with ICE. I'm really excited to discuss this particular subject that we're going to go over today, known as pruning of the brain, and why chiropractic is such an important component of pruning of the brain. Most of us can appreciate pruning. We typically associate with our green thumbs. Think of your average tree that grows. It starts off with a trunk. Eventually, as it starts to grow more, it develops stronger branches that go off to the side. And then over the course of time, we'll start growing and building off of that with smaller branches that eventually just keep going and going and going as the tree grows bigger. But as many of you out there with a green thumb can appreciate, oftentimes these branches can grow in directions that we don't want it to because it'll affect the entire growth of the tree over the course of time. So we'll get in there, we'll make some of those branches disappear with our pruning, and then the tree is nice and happy. Now, our brains are just the opposite. Think when we're born, we have all this potential already. We already have tons of these little branches that have gone everywhere. And so what happens over the course of our lives and our development, based on environment, based on repetitive patterns, we will start pruning a lot of these little branches that reinforce one strong branch into the brain. So somebody that says really good with music, that practice, that repetition over and over and over, it's reinforcing that pathway in their brain so it becomes so natural to them that they're able to do it without thinking about it. So as you see with my artistic work, my nice little chicken feet on the brain, that's what we're doing when we reinforce habits, movement patterns, environments, is we're trimming away at these unnecessary branches. We're pruning, and then we're strengthening the branch that's already there. So why this is such an important concept, if you can appreciate, you have your average toddler that has how many injuries over the course of their life while they're developing. Some of these are very important to their movement pattern and their brain development, because you take, say, like a sprained ankle is a really good example. What happens is you injure that soft tissue, say a 5-year-old kid injures that soft tissue. What are they going to do? They're going to hobble and limp for a while, right? But that whole time, their brain is constantly pruning. So as that soft tissue tends to heal, their brain might not forget how they've altered their movement. And so they might start reinforcing that pruning movement to where it becomes normal to them, and they don't even realize that they're doing it. Now, you might see how this could be a big deal as that human body, the structure tends to grow over the course of time. It's growing uneven, it develops a scoliosis, they start to have neck pain when they're an adult. And a lot of that can be based back to that original injury and their altered change of movement. So this is why chiropractic can be so important for this concept of brain development, because basically when you get a joint that becomes stuck or restricted, doesn't matter if it's in the spine or the extremities, ultimately it's going to influence how well the brain is able to control that adjacent area of the body. And the entire time you're going to be constantly pruning those reinforcement patterns. So if they have that sprained ankle and you just let it stay that way, then this is going to be really scatterbrained and you're never going to have that well-defined proper movement that you need. So as a chiropractor, our job is to find those segments, most often in the spine, where they're stuck. We apply a force to unrestrict the motion. The brain can better tune into that body part, and then you have more balanced structure and neurologic function and development as well. So you can kind of see the two sides of the coin with that. If you leave the body part stuck, the brain's going to adapt, period, and it's going to start to contort and try and work its way around it. If you can stop it in its tracks and restore that motion as the brain continues to develop, you tend to have a much more balanced body, structure, and brain in general. So for all you parents watching out there whose kids you see limping or having injuries, this is a very important concept. But for you same parents that are struggling with aches and pains, this is also a good way to appreciate looking back into your childhood, seeing how maybe your brain development was compromised from an injury and connecting it to some of the pains and struggles you might be having. So again, chiropractic is so crucial for brain development simply just because it helps you to move better, and then it reinforces that proper pruning pattern. Again, my name is Dr. Kyle with ICE. Thanks for watching.